Hello, everybody, and welcome to Start Your Day in Power. This is going to be in English for our English friends in our communities too. So you're welcome in the chat to type in English or Swedish, whatever works for you, because it's kind of a mix. So you're really welcome here. We're going to give you 30 minutes today, tomorrow, and the next day after that to do what we can to support you in starting your day in power and also learn a very powerful way to see the world that is useful, hopefully, for you after the 3 days as well. We love to see people on the screen. So if you can turn on your camera, that's way better than staring at a bunch of names with no faces. So please turn your camera off. If you're driving a car or something, don't turn your camera off. Use your common sense, but we love to see everybody as much as ever possible. Find the chat bubble at the bottom of the screen. Just type in where in Sweden or other country are you sitting right now. Just type where are you sitting right now. So you find the chat bubble. We're going to ask you to use that a bit. Örbyhus, Solna, Ulricehamn, Skokloster, Vänersborg, Halmstad, Göteborg, Göteborg, Göteborg. Oh, a bunch of people from Gothenburg. I'm sitting south of Gothenburg myself in a place called Särö. Lund. Okay, a good mix. So we are going to speak about power, and I want to start to speak about loss of power. You start your day either in a powerful place. You're clear-headed, you've got energy, you're ready to go, you hopefully have a sense of direction and made some priorities for your day. But we all know the experience also of starting the day in less power or even powerless. We feel a bit stressed, or we might feel a bit worried or insecure and out of control as we start the day sometimes. Maybe you didn't plan your day yet and you're fearing you have a day of just catching up stuff, meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. I think I got 8 meetings today, lots of meetings today. And I'm in my power today, and those days when I'm out of power, not so often nowadays, since I teach this stuff, but it's such a different experience in starting your day being out of control and you run from event to event to event without catching up. And if you slip into that space and you don't access the power within you, you come home drained and tired. And it's like no space for the people in your life, your family. How you sleep those days? Well, either you sleep well because you just crash and kind of flat out within a minute, or you toss and turn, or you fall asleep, but you wake up early. All these symptoms of lack of power. Now, when people don't have had training with us, it's often people come to us with just a sense of being more in stress than they would want. And they lack control and they're never catching up and they are thinking there must be a better way to do this. Now, what we forget as human beings is that when we stand in life and we look into life, we look that way, it's better. If we have an experience of stress, pressure, worry, symptoms of lacking power, it's actually not the circumstances we face that cause that emotional experience of stress and pressure and worry and concern and restlessness, whatever. What is the cause of it is that you see the world through a frame. Or you see the world through a perspective. That leaves you with that experience. So the simple way to see this is to change your experience of life. You need to change the frame you see life through, or you need to change perspective. The problem with your perspective, it's like the hair in the back of your neck. You can't see it. It's like we all are inside of perspective right now, but we don't see the perspective we're seeing life through. The first wake up I had about this for real was about 27 years ago. I was packing up on a picnic with my first son. And I asked my wife at the time, Arvid's mother, I'm since divorced, where are Arvid's dark blue pants? And I was looking there in the bag and I didn't find pants. And she said, well, there they are. I said, no, 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 not those pants, the dark blue ones. And she said, no, they are there. Look, they are right there. And I said, no, no, not the black pants. And I was starting to get annoyed with her for not listening to me because I was looking for the dark blue pants, not the black pants. And I took the pants and I held them up and said, not the black. And then I realized I had my sunglasses on. So I did like this. And sure enough, there were the dark blue pants. And I said, sorry. Now, we're all like that. We see life through glasses or through a frame, and we're either inside of frames that build power or not. When you lose perspective and you lose power, what's your symptoms of that? I put stress, pressure, worry to the left there. Type in the chat. When you've lost your power, just in any day in the middle of the day, what starts to arise for you in terms of feelings? How do you feel when you lost your power? Just type in the chat. We see examples of losing power. Frustrations, stressed, no time, pressed, uneasiness. My view gets narrower. Great, Daniel. Not enough. I feel like I'm not enough. Not good enough. Not enough for this. Oh, I'm not in control. This will never work. I'm alone. Oh my God, will this ever stop? Exactly. So through the frames we all have, it looks like the problem is the work, or the problem is the boss, or the problem is this, or the problem is that. What if the source of the problem is a dysfunctional frame? That if you had a different frame for what was going on out here, situation A and situation B and situation C, if you could have a frame that would put you in power to deal with situation A, B, and C, and D, and E, and F, something would open up. We'll introduce a frame this week, Monica and I, that I've been using for 5 years. And I've been using it with customers maybe for 18 months or so, like seriously. And I was surprised in the beginning with the power that started to arise for myself and for the people I work with by simply bringing a frame to life that I hadn't been using before. I heard about the different domains in the frame. It was nothing new. I've been teaching people for over 30 years in self-leadership. I had the privilege of working with over 20,000 people from 45 countries. I've studied a lot, I've learned a lot, and I still was surprised at the power that started to arise for me and the people that took this on. It's a shift from living a one-dimensional life to living a four-dimensional life. It's to start to see life through 4 dimensions at all times. Almost, of course. But it's like a general outlook on life that has opened up something for me. And we'll introduce the frame today and give a few tips about it. And then tomorrow and the next day, we will teach you how to build your power in these domains daily. One frame many people have is they speak about work and life outside of work. That's a frame. You divide life in 2 things, life at work and then my own time outside of work. So that's a frame with kind of 2 dimensions, right? I used to be very one-dimensional in my outlook on life. I focused on my work and career. 30 years back, I was doing really, really well. working in an international company as a sales manager, and the career was going upwards into international leadership roles, and things were going great until I got my first child. Then I started failing really badly in my job. The spring of 1997 was the worst time I've had ever in terms of my work life. I was failing and failing and failing and failing. I used to be a really strong results producer. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. People were upset with me. European managers screamed at me on the phone. I was lost and I didn't know what to do. What I did was to work harder, work more, work longer. Newborn kid, first weekend in January, London, second weekend in January, London, third weekend in January, some other European city, I don't remember which. I was putting all my efforts into work, one-dimensional. I tried to solve my work issues by focusing more on the domain of work.
Wilhelm, I don't know if you're showing your drawing or not right now, but we can.
No, it's just loading here. Thanks.
Great.
So what happened was I was struggling in the domain of business, which is actually one of 4 domains. Type it like this. I actually redo that because that was a horrible quadrant. Now, you might recognize this for yourself. The frame we will explore this week has 4 different areas. One is business, which means your work and your finances. So that's part of life. You have a job and you have finances in your life. Now, I started to struggle here in this domain. And what I did was I put more effort into this domain and worked even more. And I went to London an extra weekend because I thought that could solve something. And then I went to Europe for another leadership weekend, and I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. Now, I did not attend to the other 3 domains, so I started losing my power at work. Balance is the domain of family. I did not pay attention. I was very unwise, actually, to my newborn kid and my wife at the time, the way I would do nowadays. It was something I learned, but I failed there. I did not take care of my body well. The silly thing was I did the homework of exercise, but I remember one evening I was in my living room doing some gym session on a video training, but it was 2 minutes to midnight, and I just hoped the video would end before midnight so I can tick off the box saying, yes, I exercised 3 times this week. I was not putting my attention there. And I did not put my attention into the domain of being, although I was teaching things about being. Being means your purpose. Being means what's true for you. Being means connecting to your heart and soul. Being can mean your faith if you're a person of faith. So this is the frame. Body, being, balance, and business is a 4-dimensional outlook on life. And what we'll teach you tomorrow and the next day is to build power daily by doing simple actions in each of these 4 domains. If I, back in the time, had not put all that work on business, but spent more time with my family, because I was actually out of integrity with a newborn kid not being home more than I was. If I'd spent time not exercising in my living room to tick off the box 2 minutes before midnight, but actually gone outdoors for walks every day like I do now. Life is really odd for me if I don't get outside every day for a good long walk. If something feels off, I'm putting attention to moving my body, spending time doing things for my body nowadays that I didn't do before. And being, spending time in reflection, spending time in inner work, spending time in meditation, spending time getting clear on who you are and what your core values are, spending time getting clear about your strengths in life and what you're not so good at and stuff for support in. This is a fascinating, super simple frame that has bigger impact than I understood when I started this about 5 years ago. All areas are interconnected, and a problem in one domain is often solved by putting your energy in another domain. That's what we miss. When we struggle at work, we should put energy outside of work to get into powering work. So I want to see in the chat first, what is your strongest domain? Where are you in your power? If you were to pick one, is it your work and your finances? Is it your body? Is it your family life in balance? Or your sense of purpose and depth in life? What's your strongest? Jan put being in a smiley. I like it. And who else put being? Karin, super. Fredrik, body. Jan Söderman, work. Cool, it's nothing wrong with work. It's like, if it's at the cost of other domains, it is a problem. But it's great to be strong in your work and your profession and your finances. That's awesome. That's good. But we want to expand the frame this week. Now a question, I want you to be truthful. Which is your weakest domain? Where you are less strong? For me, it's body right now. I'm starting to go to the gym. I'm reliable a couple of times per week. I'm outdoors every day walking and doing stuff, but my God, I could do so much more in terms of my health and well-being. How I fuel my body, increasing my competence at the gym, stuff like that. Cool, great. So the next few days before I turn over to Monica here, we will address how do you do it? So you build your power on a daily basis. In terms of business, there are two things I do every day. I study so I discover something. So I see something new. I don't study to remember stuff. I study so I get an aha moment and go, oh, that was interesting. And then I share it with people in the world. We'll speak more about this the next 2 days, but discover and declaring into the world your discovery, that's a simple practice every day. And Monica will soon come on in a minute here and share stuff. I look forward to it about AI. And so we can discover new stuff and we can declare it and share it with other people if we want. So you'll actually practice some power building thing in the next 10 minutes here. Discover. With your family, it's a super simple practice. I heard about this for 20 years, but I didn't get it until like 3-4 years ago. It's to appreciate two people in your closest family every day, consciously, family or friends, just to make sure you express appreciation to two people every day from your heart. Don't do it to tick off the box. It'll be the opposite. You disempower yourself. But simply take on, you can start today if you like, and see what happens. Appreciate two people in your closest family every day in a way that feels authentic for you. Take that on from today. Two people daily, express appreciation in a way that's natural for you and that they can hear. Or read if you send them a text message or something, and just start experiment with building your power that way. So that was the frame for the week, everybody. There'll be more things this week and coming weeks on this theme. It's a transformative daily thing to take on to build your power daily. So over to you, Monica. I'm curious to hear. Discover things about AI. You're on a journey there right now and massively increasing your competence and sharing it with people, right? So
Absolutely. So while your competence lies with executive coaching and helping people to see new things, you're really, really good at developing people themselves and their business. My expertise and what I love is, getting those tools, customizing the tools and getting them into place. And I've had the privilege of doing that all over the world. So nowadays, oh, the tools part is moving so quickly. And sometimes it's just like from one week to another, I find something new within the digital tools and the AI tools that are available to us. So I would love to share something that I find really helpful. I love having that foundation of I don't want the tools to control me. I want to be in control of the tools and thereby create peace of mind, build capacity, and build power so that I can focus on what's truly important. Just yesterday, I had a training with a group within these AI tools and the digital tools. And one of the questions that popped up, and I thought, oh, people still are curious about this, is what's the difference in ChatGPT between the free version and the paid version? Now, this is not a commercial for ChatGPT, but I want you to see some of the possibilities that can really help your brain to relax and stay in power. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Right, here it is. So I have just put on my screen here. On the left-hand side, you will see the free version of ChatGPT, and on the right-hand side, you will see the paid version. And the paid version costs about $20 per month. So why is it important? Well, because you can do a lot of things with the free version, but here are some of the differences. The first thing, up here at the top in the free version, you can only choose from one language model, or you cannot choose at all, basically. It's just one language model that's offered. But on the other hand, here in the paid version, you get a whole bunch of different models. And what we mean by models is the information that has been put into the ChatGPT model, the training it's been put through, and how much and how quickly it's learning. So the capacity is way bigger over here. And if I just click this, you'll see there are just here 6 different models, and they're coming new options every day. And here are some of the older ones. So besides that, there is not much of a memory over here on the left-hand side. So if you type something today, it won't remember it tomorrow. And after a while, when you're starting to use this more and more and more, there will be a whole list here of different chats that you've been using. And it's really hard to organize them and get a sense of what was what. So over here, the difference is nowadays, because this is, like I said, expanding every day, now I have folders. So I can drag and drop my chats into these folders. Much easier and much better to get a good overview and to be able to search for them actually afterwards also. And just one final thing that I want to add here, as you can compare once again on the paid version, you can actually create your own templates. That's one way of phrasing it. Creating your own GPTs. There's a whole bunch that people have already offered and are available to you, and then you can create your own. So for example, I created one for making offers to our customers. So I fed the brain with a whole bunch of information, what I want to be included in an offer, and what are the terms that I wanted to add on, and so on and so on. So now all I have to do is click on that GPT, feed it with what's different. This customer, what's the training, how many days, if there's an unusual price or not. And then in a few seconds, I'll have an offer ready to go from ChatGPT. I can just copy it, paste it into Outlook. So just curious, in the chat, how many of you are using ChatGPT at all? Let's see that first. Just type a yes or no if you're using it. Great, a whole bunch of answers popping in here. And I can't scroll and see them. Good. Any favorite uses of ChatGPT? What do you use it for? And Wilhelm, can you help me? Because I can't seem to be able to browse through the chat right now. And if you're speaking, Wilhelm, you're muted.
Searching for facts, finding information, speaking partner, knowledge, brainstorming, searching facts, simplifying text, translating to English, stuff like that.
Yeah, brilliant. There's just so many things. And it's just like we explore, discover, try it out and see what works for you. But the one tip I wanted to give you today that I hope will be new for some of you is in the paid version. One of my favorite possibilities is speaking to it in natural language. Instead of me having to write a prompt and thinking of all the rules to create a great prompt, you can actually try this button here. It's almost like a sound symbol. And I thought we'd try it out right now. We have 3 minutes to go. Let's see what it does. Just give it a few seconds to start up. Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great. I would love for you to respond to me in English today.
Absolutely, I can do that. What can I help you with today?
Well, you know what? I'm trying to prepare for a meeting that I had this week, and it's with a new company, and I don't know very much about them. So it's a Swedish company based in Gothenburg, and their name is HAST, H-A-S-T Utveckling. What can you tell me just very quickly about this company?
AST Utveckling is a consulting firm in Gothenburg, specializing in leadership, communication, and efficiency training. They've been around since 2001 and have worked with many of Sweden's largest companies. Their office is at the World Trade Center in Gothenburg.
Brilliant. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I need to find a good restaurant in Gothenburg today. I've heard that JC's might have a few different restaurants. Is that true?
Yes, JC's Hotel and Resort in Gothenburg has a few different restaurants. Archie's serves classic American dishes, Gaby's offers a fusion of global flavors, and Gogo Gaga is an Asian sky bar with great views. There's also Pachanga Pool Club for a unique experience.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. Lots to choose from then.
Absolutely. You've got some great options to choose from. Enjoy your meal.
Oh, thanks so much. You have a good day now. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Okay, last minute, Monica.
Yeah. So being able to speak to ChatGPT in a natural language way, I just love it. So give it a try. I hope you have the paid version because I believe it's worth it. But it's up to you, of course, to choose. So if you're more interested in this and other really hands-on practical tips, I would love for you to take a look at, we're having a new AI workshop that's available for everybody. And this week it's on a really good deal. You're going to only have to pay $1,995 for a half-day workshop with us. So check it out. We'll send the link, of course, with the information in an email afterwards today. Anything else, Roland?
Yes.
Is there
I
any-
speak with ChatGPT every day like that. Half an hour in the car. I spend 45 minutes on a couple of trips, just coaching, getting advice and feedback. It's fantastic. So try it out and you'll be surprised, I think, about the natural conversation. Tomorrow, we're going to dive into the frame deeper. What do you do on a daily basis to ensure that you get the synergy optimized with small time inputs, but big leverage inside the body, being, balance, and business framework? And that's all. We'll send you a mail with the link to the recording of this. You're welcome to invite anybody you want tomorrow, same time. And that's all for today. Thank you for attending, and we turn on your microphones and say a shared goodbye as we normally do, right? So turn on your mics, everybody. And I say have a great Tuesday and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Hejdå.
Hej då.
Bye.
Ses.
Hejdå. Bye.